Man, it seems like all the bizarre things I'm seeing are coming from the same realm. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. We got a number of things to get into as usual. I'm guessing I probably used this as a thumbnail, a recent thing that happened right at the tail end of last year. Michael Dell and his wife, Susan, at apparently giving money to some sort of foundation that our president set up. And it's really bizarre how this lady's acting and how she changed over the last few years. Some are wondering if it's like robotic, some sort of robot. What happened here? We're going to get into that, of course. And also what they recently did, which is what really brought me to the whole topic in the first place, at least with this particular, I guess he's a computer owner, Dell Computers, Michael Dell. It was something completely unrelated, but it is also bizarre as well that I'm going to show you, which they recently did at some sort of meeting. We'll get into that. We also have strange thunder noises happening now, or is it something else? UAP, UFO. And also, of course, what's been happening with all these scientists and researchers like David here, we're talking Wilcock, and a number of other people. We actually have a new one. We keep having more and more. It's really bizarre. We also have a clip from Bob Lazar. And it seems like a lot of these researchers that end up missing or dead were looking into anti-gravity technology or something related. So I have a clip from Bob Lazar about anti-gravity, at least this technology it saw. And I'm starting to see a lot of other strange connections that it seems to be all related to UFOs. Even the ones from NASA and the naval, the guy that was head of a naval research department, all seemingly very high-end, high-tech stuff that America was working on. And it seems like a lot of it was related to rocketry or anti-gravity or something in that realm. We're going to get into that as well. Let's just get going here. We'll start with Michael Dell and his wife. Honestly, I have to admit, I was actually a fan of Michael Dell. He did some amazing stuff. I read his book when I was, maybe 20 or 30 or something. And he made a ton of money when he was in middle school. He made $36,000. He made more than his teacher in middle school. He had a project where he had to get it some sort of job or some sort of business going for the summer, and he actually made more than his teacher during the summer, which is pretty insane. So I actually thought the guy's pretty cool because he seemed to be very ingenious when it came to business. However, something weird is going on here. I don't know what to make of this. Maybe you guys can tell me what you think. I don't know what his wife's doing there. She's leaning off to the side, kind of has this strange smile, and I don't know what it is. It was especially over here. Where was it? It was right in this area. It's what is she doing? She literally stands farther to the side, cocks her head a little bit, and just, I don't know. It just looks weird. A lot of people are wondering what's going on here. Maybe she's just very camera focused or obsessed or something. I don't know what it is. I'm thinking this had to be plastic surgery that caused her to look so different than she used to, because she used to look way different. And I'll show you that in a second here. Check this out.
Really exciting.
Absolutely. It's a very special moment.
Every American child will be able to get an investment account powered by Invest America. Ready to activate your child's account.
Her eyes are so wide open. But, and of course, a lot of people are saying fembot or something like that. What is this, Goldie Hawn and Death Becomes Her? I think it was just plastic surgery gone wrong. It has got to be that. And maybe she's so obsessed with her looks, she's wondering how she looks on camera, so she's leaning back, trying to smile, and it makes it even look worse. But here's how she used to look. And this, I saw this interesting clip here. Okay, from this lady, Susan Dell is married to one of the richest dudes in the world, Michael Dell, Mr. Dell, computer. CEO of Dell Computers. There's Miley Cyrus, Jim Carrey, Angelina Jolie, all strangely acting different as well. Let's just play this. You'll see what I'm getting at. She looked way different before. I think if she would have never got plastic surgery, she'd probably be very beautiful, assuming it's the same person, which I'm not totally convinced of.
Just tell me what's happening. I don't understand what is happening. This is Susan Dell. And this was Susan Dell. And this was Susan Dell.
Dude, she was actually pretty, really pretty before. I'm wondering if she really screwed it all up with plastic surgery. I'm really wondering that now. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
And this was Susan Dell. And this was Susan Dell. Why? Why did she do this?
It reminds me of Jeff Bezos' wife.
Why would someone do this? I'm just not understanding. And this was Miley Cyrus?
Dude.
And this is Miley Cyrus? What? What? Now, I know people are talking about this one. This was Jim Carrey? And this is Jim Carrey?
I don't know, man. Like, I still feel like the Jim Carrey one's not real. I think it's a different person. Like, he had someone stand in for him or something. I don't know what. And then, of course, there was the Baldwin video where he showed the real Jim Carrey saying, "Do I got your attention now?" And then it showed 2027. Like, Jim Carrey is like, maybe did that as a stunt because he's doing something big in 2027. I don't know. It was really bizarre. It didn't even say anything. It just said, "Do I got your attention now? 2027. And you're like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? What's this? What's this here? This fake guy of you, right? And I mean, she was actually way different looking. She was she looked pretty before. She looked pretty. She looked like some lady you would see at a corporation like Dell or something. You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell happened here. Is it the same person or is it a different person? I don't think it's a robot, obviously. It just looks very bizarre. But then this is the video I actually saw that brought me to the whole topic in the first place. This went viral, it went viral today. Video of Michael and Susan Dell going viral as people realize what symbol they are flashing. I've seen like videos of like the Pope, not the current one, but the previous and the one before that, flashing this symbol. I've seen other people as well, obviously rock bands and stuff, but clearly the devil horns. But I mean, even look at her face there, dude. Like, what's going on? I actually put up something. I'm not trying to be mean, but like, it reminded me of the guy from Men in Black. You know, the one that was like the insect and took over the guy's body, and his face is all cockeyed and his jaw's weird and stuff. It reminded me of that a little bit because I mean, look, her smile. She can't smile. I'm wondering if it's plastic surgery because maybe they like made her face too tight or something, or injected some stuff in there. Like I just recently heard about our president and how he has something that he did back in the 80s, I think it was. This is why he combs his hair so weird. A lot of people are not aware of why he combs his hair so weird. He was one of the first people to get some sort of, it wasn't exactly experimental, but it was like the first version of fixing hair balding. And what they would do is they would actually cut out a piece of your skin and then just pull your skin together like this and then sew it. And then you would have the bald spot gone, right? And that's what they were doing in the 80s before they had all these more modern stuff where they can make your hair come back and all that, or put your hair plugs in or whatever. He had one of those done and he has a big scar back here. So he has to actually do some weird thing with his hair to cover up the scar. So he has like a big scar right here on his head. And that's why he does his hair so strangely. I didn't know that. So there's all these weird things they were doing. Maybe she got some plastic surgery way back in the old days when they didn't know what the hell they were doing or something. You know what I mean? Like that could be it, I guess. But I mean, on top of that, why are they flashing the devil horns? It's just so weird. I mean, when you saw the Pope doing it, you're like, what the hell? Bro, you're supposed to be the leader of the Catholic Church and you're like flashing the devil horns, right? You got Michael Dell doing it. That's weird. Anyway, we're going to get into a number of crazy things, weird lightning thunder sounds. It's crazy sounding. You'll see what I'm getting at. It's nothing like you heard before. It's really, really bizarre. And then we got what's going on with all these disappearances, and it seems to be more and more so tied to anti-gravity now. A lot of it seems to be people who are trying to make new technology for flying. And it seems like that people that knew things, that they don't want the public to know about this technology. They don't want it to get out. I'm going to get into that and actually a ton of other stuff. First of all, I got to mention food supply, 25-year shelf life. Link is in the description. You definitely want to get that. You never know what's next. You see what's going on with AI and how insane that is. You see this world war potential with Iran. Just all the insanity going on around us. You want to be prepared. You never know what it might be. Link is in the description. 3 months worth plus the free mega protein kit. Protein obviously costs a lot. Steak, beef. Link is, and this is dried. So this is 25-year shelf life. So that's extremely, it's like jerky in a sense. $7.97. Well, it would be $7.97 for that package, but they have lots of other options as well. You can click on any of these links and it'll go to there's like probably 100 different products. This book here, The Lost Ways, How Your Great-Great-Grandfather Lived Without Electricity. You're going to definitely want that before the power goes out. I had a dream of the power going out. It still hasn't happened yet. But I feel like something crazy is going to happen this year before they dedicate America back to God. Because I feel like there's powers fighting now. Darkness versus light. The devil versus God. And I've shown some of the symbols. They've been putting out Artemis. They've been putting out Prometheus. Jeff Bezos with this project Prometheus AI. You have all these tech billionaires wanting to build a 450-foot tall Prometheus on Alcatraz Island. They got this triumphal arch, which has literally, again, Libertas with wings on it. On top of it, a torchbearer, just like Prometheus. The torchbearer, which is Lucifer. Are they going to want to dedicate America back to God or to something else? And so that's my concern about the future. I feel like that's a landmark placement. Like if that goes wrong, are we going to see a lot of insanity, or is it going to go right and we see a miracle and our country turns around? You're going to definitely want to be prepared, whatever it might be. Prepared. I can't say the word. Prepared for whatever that might be. Link is in the description. Of course, also we got the game going on, Noah VR, that we're building. It's going to be a VR version and a standard version. Steam, we're going to try to get it on Xbox. Everything, the reason why we're doing the VR version, so we can get it on Xbox and PlayStation and get the game out there everywhere. If you want to invest in it and also get a return when we release it, $400 to get a seat with the other shareholders. I think there's like 80 left. 33% of Noah VR profits are set aside for those that get involved. Go check it out. Link is in the description. Let's get back to the video. So we have this thunder. A woman in Florida just captured some of the strangest thunder you'll ever hear. This isn't typical rumble. It sounds almost otherworldly. I've never heard anything like it. What could cause? I've actually seen or heard something. I heard something like this before. I don't remember what it was though, and I don't remember how it happens. I've heard something like this before, but I don't remember how it happens. And I don't think I heard it with thunder. I heard it some other way. So it sounds familiar to me, but it's not via thunder. Okay, let me just play this. You'll see what I'm getting at. It's really strange.
But I've been outside for like 15 minutes. And the thunder sounds bizarre. What is that? I'm a 7th generation Floridian, and I have never heard thunder like that.
I remember where I heard it before. It was in the water.
What is that?
I've heard something like that before in water. I'm trying to remember how it happens. Is it like a cable in water that does that? I don't remember what it is. And someone's saying it could be cables causing that noise. Maybe that is the case. Maybe that's what did it. Could be cable. Here we got another one. What's this one? Same stuff here in California. Let's hear this one.
Listen up there. That is not thunder. Listen to that. That is something flying up over. That is not thunder. It's never ending. And it is literally, the temperature has dropped immensely. Watch. Watch me.
See my breath?
Yeah. Oh yeah, look. There you go. Now we got hail. Those are marble size. I'm going to step back a little. What the hell is going on here in California?
Okay, I don't know what she's talking about. It sounds like they have some sort of weird weather front with cold up high. That's why they have hail. I didn't hear anything different, though. Okay. That's California, though. That's a completely different place. She said it's the same storm. Like, that's not the same storm as Florida, dude. And California's a completely different place. Yeah, I don't know what to think of that, so that's weird. Yeah, I'm thinking it could be cables somehow. Could it be cables? No, that's not the same. Come on, man. This guy's saying it was power cables. It does sound a little bit like it. I mean, I guess it could theoretically be it, but I've only heard that in water. I've heard that in water. What? Or was it ice or water? I'm trying to remember. It was something to do with water. I remember hearing it before like that. I'm thinking it could be some sort of cable theoretically, but it would be a very long one to make that noise. What is this one? Okay, that's nothing. All right. Anyway, so you get the idea. We got that sort of strange video. Then we got, of course, what's going on with all these scientists. We have Representative Tim Burchett revealed to Benny that UFO scientists were found dead after testifying in Congress. And we got multiple new people, it seems like. It's getting very bizarre. Something dark is going on. I know these scientists and researchers, they have testified. We've got to get to the bottom of it. It's just too much. Too much is going on right now. And by the way, I'm not that way unaliving myself either. Benny, here's a list of mysterious disappearances or deaths. Retired Air Force Major General William Neil McCaslin, missing since February 27th. Aerospace materials scientist Monica Reza, vanished June 22nd of last year while hiking. MIT fusion physicist Nuno Del Riario, however you say his name. This is interesting because we've talked about cold fusion. We talked about how in the files, Jeffrey, the guy with the island, his files, he said in it, I killed Pawn, which meant he killed his project, killed Pawn's project. Pawn, Stanley Pawn, was the guy who was successful with cold fusion back in like the 90s. And he had all the funding stripped from him. He had all these basically publications coming out trying to debunk him and say, oh, it's not real. Oh, no, that's BS. We couldn't recreate it. And it sounds like it might have been, he actually did create it. And he actually did bring it to pass. But these companies that own perhaps these power plants, these oil companies, because if you understand, a lot of our power plants are coal-fired power plants. And my background is mechanical engineering in coal. I was actually studying this. I was going to be a power plant technology engineer. Okay. I actually studied this. So most of our power plants are coal-fired. Coal comes from the same place as oil. Obviously, it comes from the ground. And so that would explain why they would lose a lot of business if you had cold fusion rather than these normal situations. So perhaps there's more people figuring out about cold fusion or finding ways to make it more efficient, and they don't like that. They want you to buy the oil. Oil makes some money. And you have Caltech astrophysicist Carl Grillmayer, also apparently shot in February of this year. Novartis scientist Jason Thomas, nobody found in March 26 after disappearing. And of course, on top of this, we have numerous other ones. We have recently, like, what was it? A couple days ago, we had David Wilcock, who is dead, but they're claiming he unalived, himself. the fact is there's 2 people recently where they claim this, and it doesn't seem like it's legit. I don't think he did do this. I think they took him out, honestly, because from what I understand, according to some of the people in the comments section, he was working on some new technologies himself. He wanted to, I guess he was looking into UFO technologies, and he wanted to make floating cars and things like this, which I would assume would be anti-gravity, obviously, which tends to be what all these people who were into that were dying or missing. A lot of them were looking into anti-gravity technology, so perhaps that's what happened to him. The exact same thing. There's a lady who's been going viral on X as well. Where is that at? I got a lot of these open. Yeah, her. This lady right here. I'm going to play her clips. She was working at NASA doing anti-gravity propulsion technology, and she's dead. Okay, so there's a lot of these people, actually. There's quite a few. Here we have David Wilcock finds out his biographer just died midstream. So he finds out his biographer died. I think it was, someone said 2 days before he died. It was either the day before he died or 2 days before he died. Not quite sure. But he starts getting concerned that perhaps, he should be more careful because of all these scientists dying.
What we see here is a lot of interesting things going on, and it's a good thing. So, oh my gosh, it's sad to hear Winfrey just passed away. Bright butterfly wing. That is so weird, because last night, I was lying in bed and thinking, wouldn't it be sad if Winfrey passed away? He's the guy that wrote the Reincarnation of Edgar Cayce book with me.
Huh. So you have that guy who was his biographer. Then he was getting concerned himself about all that was going on. And he put out this here.
Every day that I have on earth is a gift and a blessing, and I'm very grateful for that, because frankly, people are disappearing. Scientists are going missing. Now they're saying they're going to investigate this. The president himself is saying they're going to look into this and see if anything's going on. It's a little bit scary, I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and look what happened. And I see people also making fun of, I would say this is indirect, but I think it's got to be related. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but here you have Tim Pool. If anything happens to me, it's because I exposed their secrets. Like he's joking around that he's going to be the next one to disappear. You're not a scientist, Tim Pool. I actually have an engineering science degree. You probably have no degree. I don't even know if Tim Pool has a degree at all. You know what I mean? Like, the guy's just some dude that's on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, what are you? Let's go look and see if he even has a degree. Tim Pool, degree, college degree. Does he even have one? Maybe it's like journalism or something. He dropped out of elementary school. What is this? I don't know. Doesn't even have a high school degree? What? He doesn't even have a high school degree? You got to be kidding me. He doesn't even have a high school degree? That's crazy if it's the case. I know he's into skating, so that's kind of counterculture. I don't know, man. I'm guessing he probably has at least a high school degree. That's pretty crazy if he doesn't even have that. I don't know. At any rate, the point is he's like acting like he's a scientist. Oh, I exposed their secret. And he's like mocking those who talk about various theories, as you can see here. Let me show it on the screen a little bit better. The Greater Earth Conspiracy. And then he just puts out this, strange map and says, hey, look, see, they didn't go, of course, to the moon. Oh, you're right here. Oh, look at that. Like, he's just mocking, right? And I said in response to this, are you mocking David Wilcock? That's effed up if it's the case. He did not believe in what you're presenting here. I mean, it's like a bunch of random stuff in that picture. I mean, maybe you believe in like one or two of the 10 things there. I don't know. But he did try to create new technologies, was a UFO researcher who allegedly, unalived, of course, himself. The 14th person in anti-gravity NASA high technologies who's died or went missing in the last about a year. This is not counting the 4 or 5 in other countries. I think they're in China or Russia. I can't remember where it was. There's like 4 or 5 others that are gone as well. And at any rate, so I just think it's kind of ridiculous that Tim put this out. It's kind of a jerk. He's just kind of mocking everything. Guy doesn't even have a science degree. Why don't you just be quiet there, Tim? You don't know what the hell you're talking about it anyway. So here you have a NASA nuclear engineer. See, I was actually trying to get an aeronautical, astronautical, space engineering degree. But of course, you have to be very high level. You have to have like the highest grade point. I had like a 3.8. I didn't have a 4. If you want to work for NASA, you got to be like a 4.0. This guy was guaranteed a 4.0 in college. NASA nuclear engineer found dead, of course, in his Tesla. And this guy, from what I understand, was a very high level intelligent guy. From what I've been reading about him, this guy was a super smart dude. Okay, very smart guy. Comer raises alarm over 11 researchers. It's more than 11 now, dude. It's like 14 in America alone. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer flagged the cases spanning, all these things: homicides, unexplained disappearances, California, New Mexico as unlikely coincidences, serious concern. Committee contact the FBI, NASA, Department of Energy, and other details. So, of course, you have MTG. Remember when it was the wall-to-wall coverage over Nancy Guthrie. And it's really interesting because when I was looking, because I always do research on, what I should use for a title and image. Guess what was getting totally promoted like insane? All these so either it was like basically stuff you would see on mainstream TV from like 5 years ago, this disappearance of some random person, or it would be Nancy Guthrie. Like 5 million views. Nancy Guthrie, oh my God, everybody's talking about it. No one's like, some people are talking about her, but it was like it was totally obviously being propped up and pushed to the top. And any other type of missing or disappearing pushed to like down a lot, not remotely anything. Like, it was ridiculous. I even saw channels catch on to this fact, and they were like doing nonstop Nancy Guthrie. Like, oh my God, look, I can get a ton of views if I talk about this. I'm going to just keep talking about it nonstop. Yeah. And that was because it diverted from other stories. That's why. It's just ridiculous. They don't want you to know about this, it seems like. And Nancy Guthrie, of course, that was an interesting one as well. I covered it, I think, on like 2 videos because it was actually pretty viral for a while there. But, I mean, I've covered this stuff like 10 times already. Here you have scientist Joshua LeBlanc, worked as team lead at NASA Space Nuclear Propulsion for over 5 years. The dude probably knew about anti-gravity propulsion because there's this other lady who worked at NASA as well. And I'm going to show you some of the stuff she was doing in a second here. This lady right here, she was obviously very high level as well. Like this guy, his Tesla collided with the guardrail. It reminds me of the guy that made Titanfall, and he made like the engine, like the software developer made the engine for Titanfall, Medal of Honor, all these video games. He also ran into a guardrail and died. Like something went wrong with his car and he just ran into the guardrail. It's really weird. Here you got this nuclear propulsion scientist guy from NASA. Tesla collides with guardrail. Vehicle sat at Huntsville, Alabama airport for hours on the morning of his death. He's just there for hours. No one knew about it. Right? So I'm curious because he was into propulsion, which obviously makes the rocket move. Right? I studied this in college myself. Rocket propulsion, aeronautical, with engines, how it works with planes as well, and jets, I mean. How the engines work. I studied all that in college. And I ended up going into design instead. I had designed semi-trucks instead, but for a few years. Then I ended up starting a business, and then I started doing YouTube eventually, like 15 years later. But okay, so here we have this researcher working on anti-gravity technology at NASA. Wait a sec. Where does she live? Okay. She's in the same state. She's working probably at the same facility. Huntsville, Alabama. Where was this guy at? Where is it at? I keep losing it. Here we are. Huntsville. He was working at the same facility as her. You're going to tell me that these two who worked on propulsion, she worked on anti-gravity, he worked on nuclear, worked at the exact same facility, they both died. You're going to tell me they don't know each other and they didn't work together? I'm guessing they worked together and knew each other. These two. All right, let's just see what she had to say here. And by the way, I knew a guy, my brother, actually I knew the guy myself, but my brother's friend, he worked at NASA as well. Yeah, I think he might still work at NASA. I don't know. My brother died 10 years ago, so I have no idea. I don't talk to the other guy. And by the way, that guy who worked at NASA, his brother was a Navy SEAL, and he got in a lot of trouble, ended up in prison. But it's kind of weird. They were kind of unique people, unique family, because they're very driven. They had very strong mentally. They could like force themselves to do stuff. Like the guy that was a Navy SEAL, he's very good at like blocking out pain while he's exercising and doing stuff like that. So maybe his brother was kind of like that too. Like he was very driven. That's why he ended up at NASA. I don't know. Let's see here. Okay, let's just check this video out here of this lady. One sec here. I don't want to say their names because they might not want to know their name on the internet. So
I found out that I was being physically surveilled by the following method. My ex-boyfriend and I realized that people had been breaking into our apartment while we were gone together in the same vehicle. And so like, I'm in the apartment, I'm about to go to work, and I'm like, why don't you take out the trash and scope out the parking lot and make sure it's okay before I go to work? So he goes out there and he's like, there's this weird fucking Lexus. It's like a silver Lexus. This is a shitty apartment. Like, why is there really nice Lexus in the parking lot? And it has tinted windows that are not street legal, like just totally dark, totally black tinted windows that are not possibly street legal. And so he comes back in and we're standing in our bedroom window looking at the Lexus and talking about it. And I say out loud, maybe we should walk over there later and take a picture of the license plate, because the Lexus is across the parking lot from us, but it's backed in, so you can't see the license plate. Within 2 minutes of me saying, hey, we should walk over there later and take a picture of the license plate, we were still standing there at the window looking at it, talking about it. And an Eastern European looking motherfucker with a black beanie, dressed all in black, in his 50s or 60s, walked out of the apartment directly across from ours holding a license plate. And he opened the trunk of the Lexus and he took out some tools and he changed the license plate right in front of our fucking faces. And then he walked back to his apartment and he put the old license plate on the front patio and went inside, left it outside. And it was literally like, come get the license plate. I have more where this came.
And he had a ton of them, apparently. He had lots of them from lots of different places. He even had dealer plates and stuff and could just change it at whim. And apparently he followed them around as well. And there's a lot of crazy stuff. This is a lady that was working at NASA, working on anti-gravity propulsion. And actually there's a lot of other stuff she was saying too. There's another one that just came out. Let me go find her real quick because I think I tweeted it out on X. So you should go follow me on X because I tweet out stuff that I don't cover over here. Yeah, here we are. I think this is a clip. Let me show you this one as well. Anti-gravity independently discovered 4 times. The government suppressed it. Told she would be unalived, of course, if she published the knowledge. All right, let's play this real quick. And I've been talking about anti-gravity technology. I've been saying that's what these drones are. I said that Iran bought some from China. That was in the news a year ago on Fox News from a congressman on Fox News saying it. That was during the whole New Jersey, New York drone thing.
It's been independently discovered 4 other times. He said it has been. He said it has been.
It's been around forever. It's like it's super obvious at this point.
Suppressed every single fucking time. And he said, I don't think they're going to suppress it this time. He said, I think you're in the clear. He said, they obviously know about you because I've had multiple.
Look, see, the government's being really stupid. Everyone already knows this exists. it's like obvious. You have all this footage, like thousands and thousands of videos that went viral everywhere a year and 3 months ago showing these things flying around. It ain't rocket science. Everyone can see it. Everybody knows it. I don't know why they're pretending like we don't already know. So there's no reason for them to do this crap anymore. You already fucked up. Okay? You already screwed up. Everyone knows. You might as well just admit you were wrong. Oh, whoops, I guess we screwed up. You screwed up. It's too late. You can't put the genie back in the bottle.
Both protective and threatening interactions with various agency affiliations, whatever. He was like, if you haven't had a U.S. government agent come to you and say, stop, shut the fuck up, stop, shut the fuck up. If that hasn't happened.
Sorry for all the French here. Actually, it's German, technically. That's where the word comes from, but the F word.
They're going to let you do it. They're waiting. There are SSP motherfuckers that are fucking twiddling their thumbs. Like, is Amy not going to publish soon? Gah, we've been influencing this bitch.
Dude, she's for a rocket scientist, anti-gravity NASA employee, you wouldn't expect this type of language, but okay.
Forever. Doesn't she know we want her to publish? Jesus. Like, there's multiple people doing that right now. And on the other side of the fence, there's multiple parties looking at each other like, didn't we tell this bitch 3 years ago that we can?
Okay. You get the idea. She's saying that basically she wasn't sure which one it was. She says that no one's come up to her directly and said, hey, just don't do this. But at the same time, she's thinking in her mind, well, maybe some of these warnings I'm getting that before this was them trying to tell me. So she's like, are they saying I can or I can't? They're not making it clear. Can I publish about this anti-gravity or can I not? And maybe it's because she worked at NASA and she was an official scientist who worked in this place. Perhaps that's why she was not allowed to talk about it. But someone like Bob Lazar, who never did work in that specific NASA, and they can have plausible deniability that he worked in some, secret whatever. See what I mean? Because Bob Lazar said he did work in some of that stuff. But that's plausible deniability. Oh, there was no such program. He's just making it up. This one, you can't make up, well, NASA exists. Everyone knows NASA exists. And she was at NASA. So that connects her directly. And I think that's the issue. Because even Bob Lazar made one of these cars that ran on water back like when he was younger. I saw the video of it. There's like lots of people who made these cars that run on water. It's like super obvious that this technology exists. I don't know why obviously these oil companies don't want you to have a car that runs on water. They want you to pay. They want you to pay them money. They want to take the money from you. That's what it's all about, right? So I think here we have Bob Lazar talking about this technology a little bit. UFOs may not be using anti-gravity. And from the way he describes it, it's basically anti-gravity. Maybe it's a slightly different force that works just like gravity, but it's the same thing. In my mind, based on how he's talking, let's just play this. You'll see what I'm getting at. It seems like, to me, it's like something related to gravity.
I don't even think it's gravity.
What do you think?
I think this is another completely unique force. It doesn't behave enough like gravity.
And explain why it's so different.
Because at least my thoughts at this point are, I think gravity is just a property of matter and it's only an attractive force. I'm not sure you can have anti-gravity. If it was gravity, at one point, Barry showed me he had one of the emitters. It worked.
Okay. So what I'm going to say to what he's saying here is that obviously gravity is a principle force, right? And he says it's tied to mass, which, okay, I think he's probably right, but maybe it's something related to mass and not mass itself. And that's where things can get conflated. My whole thing is that I'm guessing it's a force that's related to gravity. It's maybe like, imagine that there's something a little bit in a hierarchical sense higher than gravity. Gravity is like a specific form of a type of force. And there's a force above gravity which can be made into different variants of it. And I'm thinking that's what they're using, is this force up here that gravity comes from. So gravity is related to it, whatever they're using for this anti-gravity technology, but it's not literally gravity they're using. It's something related. It's like a cousin force, like a force that's, I would say, a higher, maybe a father force, a force that's at a higher point, where you have all these tentacles of different types of forces that can be created. This is just my guess. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't, maybe I'm not using the right terms. Someone might go, oh, that sounds funny how you said it. The point is that I think it's something related to gravity, but it's not, maybe per se, not gravity. Because he's talking about how you can have it push away or bring forward. And it could be because gravity is an electromagnetic force, right? And this is what Nikola Tesla said, which is what I'm thinking it is. It's an electromagnetic force. And perhaps this is just a variant of an electromagnetic force being used to propel or to push away or to bring forward as a pull. And this is my theory on it. And at any rate, so I think he's right. It may not be exactly gravity, but it's something related for sure. It's got to be something related. You had also, of course, other scientists. You had Professor Francis here, Boyle, an expert in, again, something that's advanced. It's science-based, right? Bio-based, as you can see right here, is an expert. Was going to bring testimony against, of course, Billy Boy, the computer guy Gates. And see, this is, again, same theme. Big company, making lots of money. Some scientist or someone smart comes up with a technology that would adversely affect their business. And then that scientist disappears or dies. Just like, I can't remember his first name. It's something Stanley, who created the first water-based engine for cars. When he tried to sell it, met with some investors, strangely died. Then you had, of course, Stanley Pons, who's the one who created, got cold fusion to work. And in his case, he didn't die. What ended up happening was they discredited him. They defunded his work through Congress via Jeffrey with the Island. And then they basically made him look like he was a kook by having all these other groups say, no, we couldn't recreate it in a laboratory. And then they publish all their stuff everywhere, trying to make him look crazy, or like he just made it up or something. So this is the kind of stuff they'll do if it's not going to be them owning the product or owning the technology and making the money off it. See how that works? Because they want to be in control. They don't care about things like morality and ethics. All they care about is the bottom line of money. All right, that's my video. Kind of want to know what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. And thanks for watching.